how could I get close to Bhagwan? I could see that definitely one has to become a student, but who would wait? I still had 4 years of engineering to go. And I saw one very interesting thing, that you could come to Prashanti Nilayam having chanted lots of prayers. You could have done all the sadhana you wanted. But ultimately, I noticed that the people who was getting Swami's attention were the Sevadal. See, they would come and serve for 10 days in Prashanti Nilayam. And then on the 10th day, Swami would call them to the Kulwant hall and walk amidst them, granting Pad Namaskar. I noticed this and I realized that that is the secret formula, that you have to become eligible to do seva at Prashanti Nilayam. 2 years later, I did get that opportunity, my very first opportunity to do Sevadal duty in Prashanti Nilayam. I landed there as a young lad, 19 years old. And as I said, it was my very first opportunity to become a Sevadal. I did not know anything about where people are posted, what kind of duties are handed out. But when I came there and there was this group which is gathered around the state president, they're all discussing what assignments to make. And I overheard them saying, that IIT boy, we can send him to Swami's residence. And then the rumor quickly spread, hey, that boy, he's being assigned to Swami's residence for duty. He's come for the first time and he's going to do Swami's duty. And the moment I heard it, I was like so excited. Every day you stand in front of that time the Purnachandra residence, you would be the first to see Swami come out from the residence. And I was like right on the seventh heaven the moment this happened. Very excited. And I think that looking back, that was the moment when Swami was sitting inside Purnachandra and decided, now it is time to cook Hari's goose. Because, as one by one, some of my friends who were there in the Sevadal group, they started coming to me. They said, Hari, you're so lucky here. You're getting this chance, and that too, the very first occasion that you come as to Prashanti Nilayam for Seva duty. Now, as I heard this, my ego started growing. I was like, they're all saying, hey, you're from IIT. That is why you're getting this chance. There is this, one puzzle they put. If there is a group of people and there is an IITian standing there, how would you identify the IITian? Is there any way that you can identify the IITian among them? The answer is very simple. He will tell you. You don't have to ask him. He will surely make some way to tell you. This is, the kind of our heads, they blow up to such an extent, right? And Swami was making sure that even if I was trying my best to keep that head small, he was ensuring that it was inflating to the size of a very large football. And then we were called in front of Mr. Chakravarti, the secretary of the trust, Mr. Chiranjeevi Rao, he was also there. And I was ushered into the room for the interview. They just took one look at me. They said, do you know computers? I said, yes, I know. And they said, we are assigning you to Shanti Bhavan. And that's it. My entire, that balloon, you could hear the fizz come out. And I had, what do I do? This was what I was looking forward to. And suddenly I am assigned to Shanti Bhavan. At least if I had been assigned to the Kulwant hall, there is some pride to salvage. Shanti Bhavan, what do you do there? I come out, I tell my friends, I got Shanti Bhavan. They said, you're so lucky. Every day you'll get to eat VIP food. Yes, that's exactly what I've come to Prashanti Nilayam for, to eat VIP food. I was devastated. I was close to tears for nearly 2 hours. I sat by myself and there was nothing I could do. I put my hands, I didn't want anybody to watch me cry those hot tears. But one person was watching me and that was my own Samiti convener. He let the tears flow for 2 hours and then slowly walked up to me. He said, Hari, I've been watching you since the moment you came. I think I know what was going on. Let me just tell you that Bhagwan was teaching you a lesson which was very important to you. And that's all I need to say. And then walked away. And I had got it, very, very strong lesson that When you stand in front of Swami, you cannot go there with your identity. It has to be set aside because you're standing there as Bhagwan's instrument. You can't tell that, announce yourself as Swami, I am a computer and this is how you should work with me. You just have to empty yourself and stand there in front of him and say, Bhagwan, you use me as your instrument as you see fit. And that was a cardinal mistake that I had made. Bhagwan is, of course, ever forgiving. The moment you get the lesson, out of his compassion, he'll then ease the suffering itself. About 2 hours later, I got the news that by mistake, that day when they were interviewing people for the duty at Purnachandra, they had interviewed half the number that was required. So they said now another 6. And now those 6, you don't have time to go back to Chakravarti sir and see if you can admit them. They said, okay, we'll put in these 6 people. And luckily my name was there among those 6. But by that time the lesson was very clear. I went as a very humble Sevadal doing my duty those 6 days at Prashanti Nilayam. And this is the process of, he will keep on shaving your ego right up to that moment when you are fit to stand in front of him.